Just before we look at the Bitcoin TA, remember you can join our trading group right now. Lifetime membership is just $200. Sign up for 12 months, $150. That's $12.40 per month. Sign up for 6 months for $100. Or if you just want to have a look for a month, it's $40. You get access to all 12 Telegram channels. Visit www.bpoi.uk. Add/join if you just want to go straight to the sign up page. Once we hit 100 members, we'll be giving away $1,000 in crypto via our wallet bombs. We are offering a free channel so people can get a sneak peek of some of the things that we're doing in the group. More details coming on this tomorrow. Right, let's have a look at the Bitcoin TA. Morning guys, 9:53, 12th, Wednesday 12th. Okay, so just gonna do our daily Bitcoin update. So we spoke yesterday, we had this movement yesterday. So we've hit this low point, okay, in this current trade, in this current setup, okay. So we had this bounce, so we've had a bounce up. We've moved down and moved up above key resistance. So this yellow long-term trend line was the trend line that we were talking about yesterday. Just need to stay above and hold this trend line. That's what we're looking for at the moment. We're looking for a hold of either 42,495, okay, or just stay on top of this yellow trend line and trade sideways or trade across for the time being. What we don't want to see is a breakdown of this trend line again. Okay, we can see it's happened here, so we hit the same resistance. Okay, resistance 42,807. Okay, we hit that resistance, move down, okay, come back up again. We're facing that same resistance area. However, we're holding above this yellow trend line. In this area, in this instance, we didn't hold the trend line. In this instance right now, we're holding the trend line, okay. So what are we looking for? We're looking for another break. So we're looking for a break above this trend line, 42,807. And then we're looking to hold this particular trend line, start to trade sideways. Ideally, if we can break out of this short-term trend line. So if you see here, I've just drawn this trend line in. So add this to your charts. Okay, I've just drawn this trend line in. It's taking this point and this point into account. Okay, ideally we want to be moving above this particular trend line and then trading sideways all the way across to our target. Okay, our target is a breakout of the upper trend line of the falling wedge that we've been trading in for some time. Okay, I'm just going to go over to the daily time frame. So this is that yellow trend line, long-term trend line. We see got a touch here, and we've just gotten above it right now. We need to stay above it. Okay, we need to break this upper trend line of the falling wedge, and then, you know, we're hopefully heading this way. But okay, we have been consolidating for some time, but compared to other times when we've consolidated, we're probably about halfway through. Not taking into account this one. If I just get my bars tool, I'm just gonna get an idea. I'm not one for fractals, but I'm just gonna give you an idea of potentially where we're at right now. Okay, so I'm gonna line this up as best as I can. I'm not gonna line it up here because I don't think we're moving that low, but you can see it's kind of, the pattern is kind of fitting. Let me just turn the opacity up a little bit on this. Okay, the pattern is kind of fitting where we are right now if I position it there. Okay, and then if I get my measure tool, so I'm just going to measure date range. Okay, from the high, this till we broke out, 102 days. Okay, where we are at the moment from the high right now, 63 days. So, you know, potentially another 40 days of sideways consolidation. Let me just zoom in on this area right now so we can get an understanding of this idea. So we can see that we're basically moving down. We've moved across, we've moved up. See how it's matching up pretty well? Are we going to see a break of this trend line, and then are we going to see a move down to this point here, and then we're going to see our move upwards, our bullish continuation upwards. But this point here is the 2nd of February 22. So we could see a period of more consolidation up until sort of February time, last week of January, beginning of February, before we start to see that move up. Okay, so just keep an eye on that idea. Although we've been consolidating for some time, we could have another 15, 16 days to go based on, you know, the pattern that we're seeing here. Obviously, news can change things, breakout can change things, a number of situations can change the price action. We may not even break out of this falling wedge, so we may trade in this pattern and continue to move down until we break this upper trend line with volume. We need the volume as well, drive the price up. We have to assume that the price action is going to continue downwards. Okay, that's just the TA, that's just the pattern that we're trading in. We're trading in this falling wedge. Okay, so so what we need to be aware of, if we do get a breakout but we don't get much volume, we potentially could continue to move downwards, albeit on the other side of this trend line, until we hit the bottom again. So this same area, we should draw a horizontal trend line. So this same area here, see how it's matching up? Again, not one for fractals, but see how it's matching up, look. Okay, we got the low point here. If we were to move across, break out, and then move down, are we going to get a double bottom scenario and then see eventually that breakout? So let's keep an eye on what's going on there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a vertical line. Actually, let me just delete these lines out. I'm going to do a vertical line so you can around about this area. Okay, let's just keep an eye on it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this fractal on bars pattern, it's called. If you click 3 times, you can just rename it. Get there in the end. Fractal idea. Okay, and then let's just keep an eye on this. I'm going to hide it for now. So going back to the 4 hour, actually what I'm going to do, clever little trick. Okay, if you go to a drawing that you've done on your chart, click copy, go to your other chart, because I run a couple of different charts for Bitcoin, and then just click on paste. It'll paste it in exactly the same place. Okay, so we can follow this fractal idea on the 4 hour chart as well. Okay, so I'm just going to reset. Okay, so nice to see some green on the chart. So we need to be holding these levels. So Bitcoin needs to hold this level, this level, this level, and this level. We also need to hold this yellow trend line. Okay, Bitcoin needs to regain this level. This is what we're trying to do at the moment. I'm not convinced we're going to be able to do it though. I think we may move sideways. We need to regain this level, 43,588. Bullish for me above 45,432, but bullish is not a case of moving above it. Bullish is holding this level for a period of time and then moving upwards. Okay, so bullish, I've got 45,432 at the moment. Death cross is tomorrow, I believe. So let's have a look at the daily again once more. And if I just move, I can move these. Let's bring in my SMAs. Like so. You can see that the 50 and the 200 are about to cross. So I think our timing is right. Death cross tomorrow. No, death cross 14th of January. So next couple of days maybe. So just keep an eye on that death cross. Again, remember, as we've been talking about, a lot of the price action happens before the death cross takes place. So just bear that in mind as well. So let's reset. Okay, so no real change from yesterday apart from we have broken through a few key levels. We just need to be holding. We just need to show some strength, need to hold these levels. And we need to continue sideways, okay, ideally above this yellow trend line. We don't want to lose this yellow trend line again. And then if we can move across, trade sideways, and then look to break this upper trend line, potentially we could see some bullish momentum. But at the moment, like I keep saying, we're trading in this pattern. So the likelihood is we're moving down until we break this upper trend line, okay? SPX posted this yesterday, quick 60-second update. So correlation between SPX 500, S&P 500 and Bitcoin. There's a lot of talk about this at the moment, so we're just putting it to the test. We've got the S&P about to hit resistance. It hasn't moved at all recently. Last sort of 8 to 12 hours, just moving sideways. Okay, so we're looking at resistance at 4718. Now, if we see a rejection at 4718, are we going to see a move down from Bitcoin at the same time? Are they correlated with regards to this idea? So let's go to the 4-hour chart. Are we going to see a move down from Bitcoin if we see a move down from the S&P 500? Let's see if they're correlated at the moment and be an interesting test. If it is the case, do we need to be watching the S&P 500 every day just to see where support and resistance levels are on the S&P 500, which would then help us to trade Bitcoin at the same time? Okay, Bitcoin dominance moving down. Okay, so Bitcoin dominance, we saw the breakout, we saw a double bottom, possible triple bottom. We saw the breakout, hit resistance 40.82 area. I'm just going to actually move that up to 40.94. Okay, so we've hit resistance, but bear in mind we've seen a breakout of the upper trend line, so this could just be a little bit of consolidation before continuation upwards. Just going to go to the 4-hour chart. Just going to redraw this particular trend line. I just want to see how this is tracking. So this is tracking pretty well, acting as support. Okay, so let's move that upwards. So we could see Bitcoin dominance continue to move upwards, breakout, retest of this level, push on higher. Remember, if Bitcoin dominance continues to move upwards, altcoins do not trade as well. So altcoins do not do as well. So we're looking for Bitcoin dominance to break down and fall back into this falling wedge that it's been trading in. So Bitcoin dominance needs to be going down instead of going up for better altcoin trading. Bitcoin shorts, interestingly, still going up. Okay, so these are the short positions on Bitfinex. Bitfinex is one of the larger exchanges for shorting Bitcoin, still going up. My expectation was if Bitcoin was breaking these levels, that short positions would move down, but they're still going up. So we need to be cautious of the fact that there's a degree of people who think Bitcoin is going to continue to move downwards. Okay, so that will affect our decisions with regards to trading. Okay, so bear that in mind as well. I know this chart may look a bit complicated if you're looking at this for the first time, but we post updates every single day, and you'll get used to the support and resistance lines. I'm hoping that you'll draw these lines on your charts as well, and you can follow us. I need to put that there. And basically, if you drill down into what's going on, you can see, you know, we're below this new trend line that I've drawn in. We're above this yellow long-term trend line that we need to hold. Any red lines are resistance lines. Any green lines are support lines. Okay, so just look at it like that. I think just if we do break above this level here, 42.807, just be cautious of this level, because it could be completion of a smaller pattern that Bitcoin is trading in, this sort of curve setup. Okay, and then what we may well have, cup and handle pattern potentially. We may well have a bit of a correction and Bitcoin move lower before we then attack this trend line. Okay, so the price action may break above, move up, we'll get rejected here where we've been rejected before. Consolidation, another falling wedge, and then hopefully 68% chance this breaks higher, we break out. Okay, so just keep an eye on this level with regards to patterns that we're trading in at the moment, but I can't see anything else with regards to any sort of bearish type patterns forming on the time frames right now. Okay, so it's looking healthy-ish, but there's still a lot of work for Bitcoin to do. Safe trading, I'm going to leave it there. We're going to be producing some setups, 10 setups over the course of this week for coins that we think you should be watching should Bitcoin decide to break higher, and we'll be posting those in group. And remember, we've got a free channel. Just go to your Telegram account and search for BPOI free. You can join that channel, ask any questions you want, ask about membership. If you want to ask about any setups or have any technical questions, we can answer those for you as well within reason. You can't, for example, give us 100 setups to do TAs on, but we'll certainly help you out where we can. And we often forward on snippets from the group into that free channel as well, so you can get an idea of what's going on. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. Just to very quickly recap, let's go back to the 4-hour time frame. We just need to be holding above this yellow trend line, ideally. Happy to continue to move downwards and sideways if we're above this trend line. We've got support at 42,495, support at 42,056. Ideally, we need to break above 42,807 and start to hold that area and just move sideways above that area. Just be careful if we hit this level, because we've been rejected in that area before, and it may well be completion of a pattern before a period of consolidation. Okay, so at the moment we can just see this falling wedge. We're just moving sideways across. We just need to get to this trend line. We need to break out of this trend line. If we get rejected at that trend line, then potentially we're going to move back down into the pattern, and we'll go from there. But it's looking healthy at last, but still a lot of work for Bitcoin to do. Okay, I'll leave it there. Thanks guys. Cheers.